You basically work a lot with governments, right, to make sure that deepfakes don't enter the security protocols where personal individual identities are concerned, yes?
That's exactly right. Deepfake, just to remind your viewers, is a modern AI method of changing people's faces, of putting faces onto images, not using Photoshop or masks or anything like that, but using incredibly powerful digital techniques to produce imagery that a human being cannot recognize anymore, to get people to do things, to get images of people to do things that otherwise they might not have done.
So now we're at the stage where only machines can recognize what was made by a machine, by another machine.
And it's becoming even harder. So we saw in the last 6 months, in 6 months of last year, we saw a 700% increase in the use of deepfake technology to swap the faces of people when they were trying to set up new identities. And it's becoming very, very hard to detect the difference between a deepfake, which human beings cannot see anymore, and the real thing. Very few companies in the world actually are in a position to detect that reliably and to protect people's identities.
I assume your system and the technology that you sell to a lot of governments around the world is managing to keep up with the bad guy, so to speak?
Yes, it's an arms race.
Yeah.
We work for many governments. So, for example, citizens in Singapore will be familiar with our technology and its flashing coloured lights, because anytime they do a high-risk transaction with SingPass, they'll experience it. The key to what we do is that we're continually monitoring what the bad guys are doing, and we're continually changing our systems to keep up with them. Wow. You can't just build a piece of technology and go, there it is, we've detected deepfakes. You've got to be moving all the time to keep up with the bad guys.
So is it the case that the bad actors are using AI to create these deepfakes, so you have to fight fire with fire, and your AI-enabled technology has to be 1, 2, 3 steps ahead?
That's exactly right. We've seen a dramatic explosion in the availability of toolkits on the internet, enabling almost anybody to create these kinds of hyper-realistic deepfakes. There were over 100 sets, some of which are completely free. The number one download on GitHub recently was Face Swap, a tool for doing this. So the only way that you can defend against these systems is, as we do, to watch what's happening out in the wild, learn from it in real time, and stay ahead. We have one big advantage over the bad guys, which is that we learn more about them every time they make an attempt than they learn about us.